All right, let's just jump right into it. We're talking about neutral grid trading. That automated strategy of setting up buy and sell orders around a specific price. And if you've ever tried it, you know the feeling, right? It's this insane tug of war between the dream of making these huge returns and that constant nagging fear that one bad market move could just wipe you out. It's a total high wire act, and the stakes couldn't be higher.
And that really boils down to this one single question, doesn't it? Is this the trade that's going to hit some crazy number like 1,000% APR? Or is this the one that's going to get totally liquidated when the market decides to have a panic attack? Every single person who sets up a grid bot has this exact thought running through their head.
I mean, this lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got the dream. High returns, real passive income just humming along, making money for you 24/7. But on the other side, you've got the nightmare. A sudden flash crash that just blows right past your entire grid, or maybe you just got the settings wrong from the very beginning and the trade was doomed before it even started. So how do you get the dream without living the nightmare? Well, that's exactly the problem that a new wave of AI tools is trying to solve. And today we're going to take a look at one of them. It's called Mantis HFT Quant, and it calls itself your AI trading assistant. So this is it, Mantis HFT. It's an AI-powered system built from the ground up to help traders navigate the absolute minefield that is grid trading. And the goal here, it's not just to throw a bunch of data at you. It's to give you actionable intelligence to help answer that one critical question. Is this a good trade? Or is it a trap? So how does it pull this off? Well, under the hood, this isn't just one simple program. You can think of it more like a super brain that's powered by 3 separate, really specialized AI engines that are all working together. Let's meet the team, this triad of engines. First up, you have Mars. Think of Mars as the opportunity scout. Its job is to constantly scan the markets looking for the best possible assets for a grid strategy. Then you've got Venus, the risk guardian. This is your lookout, always watching for danger on the horizon. And finally, there's Jupiter, the master strategist, who takes all that info and figures out the absolute best way to play the game. Okay, so let's dig into Mars a bit. What's so cool here is that it's not just looking at 1 or 2 indicators. It's using a whole suite of machine learning models to analyze everything from technicals to volatility. But, and this is the crucial part, it also looks back at a full year of history to see how a coin acted during what it calls crazy events. Does it bounce back or does it just die? That's a pretty important question. Next up is Venus, and this is your defense system. It's working on a super fast 15-minute time frame, and it's looking for those classic warning signs of a flash crash, things like huge spikes in volume or crazy imbalances between long and short positions. It then crunches all of that data and boils it down into one single number, the predictive price action score, or PPAS. So you're probably wondering what a really bad warning looks like. Well, it looks like this. A score of 93 out of 100. This is Venus basically screaming at you that the immediate risk of a massive, violent price move is extremely high. It's a crystal clear signal to get defensive and get defensive now. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, Jupiter, the master strategist. So let's say Mars found a good opportunity and Venus says the coast is clear. Now Jupiter's job is to figure out the absolute best way to trade it. And it does this by being a relentless backtesting machine. We're talking thousands of historical simulations, testing over 100 coins with tons of different grid counts and leverage settings, all while factoring in real-world stuff like trading fees. And this right here is a taste of the kind of intel it kicks out. This table shows Jupiter's highest ranking setups based on all of that historical number crunching. It's not just a vague recommendation, it's a data-backed conclusion saying, hey, for Solana, this setup has historically been the best performer. Okay, so we've got this incredibly powerful 3-engine AI brain working around the clock. You're probably thinking you need some complex trading dashboard with a million buttons to use it, right? Well, the answer is nope. It's way, way simpler. You just use a chat app. Believe it or not, the entire command center runs through Telegram. You interact with this whole massive system just by typing simple, plain English commands. So if you want to get a full breakdown on Ethereum, you literally just type check ETH. And boom, instantly, you get the first part of the report from the Mars engine. It scores ETH an 88 out of 100 for grid trading, suggests the best price range to set your grid in, and tells you the current volatility. This is your opportunity analysis, delivered in a second. Right after that, bam, here comes the Venus report. This is your safety check. It says the immediate crash risk is low, with a nice calm PPAS score of 24. The coast, for now, is clear.
And finally, Jupiter brings it all home with a strategic plan. It shows you the best performing setup for Ethereum based on its backtests. In this case, 100 grids with 5x leverage. And, maybe most importantly, it tells you the first price where that specific setup would have been liquidated. So you get opportunity, risk, and strategy all in one shot.
Now, you might be wondering how on earth it gets you all of that information so fast. Well, the secret is a really clever technical design they call a decoupled architecture. All the heavy lifting, all the AI number crunching is happening 24/7 in the background and saving the results. The bot you're actually talking to isn't doing any math. It's just doing a lightning-fast lookup of the latest answer. And the benefit for you is simple. You get that critical data the instant you ask for it. No lag. So when you put all these pieces together, what you're really looking at is a fundamental shift. It's about moving away from trading based on guesswork and gut feelings and moving toward making decisions that are backed by a complete data-driven picture. And that's really the core promise here. The whole point of Mantis HFT Quant is to give you a complete 360-degree view of any crypto asset, whenever you want it. You get the opportunity analysis from Mars, the real-time risk check from Venus, and the historically proven strategy from Jupiter, all bundled together in one easy-to-read report. You know, there's a quote from the system's own documentation that I think just absolutely nails it. They say their goal is to bridge the gap between complex quantitative modeling and actionable retail execution. In other words, it's about taking the kind of high-powered tools that used to be only for the big Wall Street firms and putting them in the hands of everyday traders. So really, all of this leaves us with one last pretty big question. In a market where this kind of 360-degree data, covering opportunity, risk, and strategy, is becoming instantly available, you have to ask yourself, are you still trading with a blindfold on?